Hey, what up YouTube? Been a while since I made a video, so I wanted to get one out there of a game I've been playing and checking out lately called Propnight. I haven't seen a whole lot of tutorial videos on this, so I wanted to give it a go. I'm just an average player, but maybe I can help you go from seeing this screen to that one. I don't know, maybe not, but at least I'll give you some helpful tips and tricks. So what is Propnight? Well, it's an asymmetrical game with one killer and 4 survivors. The objective of the game, if you're a survivor, is to escape. You have to repair 5 of the 7 gens and use a little strategy while doing so. Meanwhile, you have some psychotic maniac chasing you, and you can bonk them, you can stun them, you can hide from them, or you can end up dying. Okay, I'm going to try to go fast for this video and just throw out some survivor basics for you. The first thing you do as a survivor is you're going to pick your character. It doesn't really matter anymore who you pick, so whoever you're feeling that day is fine. Maybe you just have a really cool skin with some cat ears or whatever you like, just go for it. The one tip on this screen is if you hold tab, you can kind of see what your ping is and how everyone else's ping is. This will impact some of your gameplay, so just keep that in mind when you're thinking about trying to bonk the killer. Once the game starts, you're going to spawn with your team. Also note that the killer is usually going to spawn on the opposite side of the map or on a floor above you depending on the map. And when you first spawn, you're going to get a choice of 2 items. What you choose is purely up to you. Glue slows the killer and prevents their abilities. Yellow jar blinds them. Medkit and pain meds are for healing. Repair kits will help you increase your repair speed. And you will also have wall building, which is kind of, you have to get used to it, but there are some strategic uses for it. As a new player, I would highly suggest just to grab an escape item or a healing item from the start. So let's go ahead and cover some basics. Your objective is to hide. I'm just kidding. That's how the veteran players can tell you're new. For real, just try to find a gen and start repairing it. That's the best thing you can do to help your team. I could get into advanced tactics, but as a basic rule, don't repair 2 gens right next to each other. Otherwise, at the end, you'll end up with what they call a 3 gen, which they're just easy for the killer to patrol, and you don't want that. Also note that as you're repairing, the gens will make noise, and they have a little spinning wheel that the killer can see and hear from across the map. So they're most likely going to know you're on the gen, so sometimes just getting a few skill checks and then moving on is the best thing you can do. Otherwise, if you hear it attacking another player, just keep going for it. Keep repairing that gen, don't be afraid. In the event that your teammate dies, it's important to know what happens next. The killer will most likely put you in a chair. You can try to wiggle out once they've picked you up by spamming A and D. If you get out, you get a chance to run. If the killer leaves you alone, it takes 50 seconds for you to stand up on your own, or a teammate can pick you up. The first time you're cheered, have no fear, you have 120 seconds before you're out. A teammate needs to save you from the chair. If a teammate saves you before your timer reaches 60 seconds, you can be chaired one more time. If the timer goes past 60 seconds, you will not get an extra chair. But there is hope. That's right. If the killer carrying you to a chair and a very dashing and heroic hero decides to prop up and bonk the killer on the head, you get dropped and now you both can run away without getting the chair penalty. Woo! However, it's totally possible your hero fails the bonk and then they get to die with you. So you're basically feeding the killer at this point. Totally up to you. If you're comfortable with bonking, go for it. In all honesty though, the best thing you can do is just to avoid capture. If you're getting a terror radius, which is when your screen kind of starts blinking, you start hearing a heartbeat, it's time to run. If they're on your tail, close the door and bonk them, try to bonk them yourself. But the best thing you can do is try to run in a straight line away from the killer. Use your sprint ability by holding shift. And when your shift ability is done, go ahead and try to prop, and usually a smaller prop's ideal. While you're running around as a prop, you can totally hold shift to face yourself upright, and it helps you move a little bit quicker. Be optimal with your jumps. Try to take straight lines, take corners sharp. If you take Y turns or you try to zigzag, the killer will run a straight line and get to you a lot faster. Also, while you're running, use the map to your advantage. If you see bales of hay or a wall or something you can jump over as a prop that the killer has to walk around, you're just putting distance between yourself and the killer. If the killer does happen to catch you, you can go for the bonk or try to jump over their head. But one important thing I want to tell you is don't just instantly hide as a prop. If they saw you, they're going to know where you are. If you go into a dead-end room and you prop up, they know you're in that room. Don't just sit there. It's not going to do you any good. Try to loop back and keep running. Just sitting and hiding, a lot of good killers will know exactly where you are. There's a lot of common hiding spots. So the best thing you can do is keep moving. As long as the killer's chasing you, it gives your teammates time to repair the gens. So you're doing your team a favor even if you are being chased. Don't feel like you're not doing anything. And if you're the teammate that's watching your team run away from the killer, do your duty. Please repair a gen. Best thing you can do while your teammates are being chased is get a gen done. And if they end up going down, go get them out of a chair when safe. Some killers will camp chairs, so just be aware that the killer might be in the area and there's really no camping protection for you saving someone from the chair. So be smart with your unchairs. Be smart with where the killer is on the map at the time when you save somebody. Another thing to cover is coins. So as you're repairing gens, you get a currency that's in game. The better you are with the gen repairs, the more coins you get. There's also little floating coins around the map. If you get them, they're worth 300 coins. Once you reach 1,000 coins, you can go to a chest and grab another item. Just like when you spawn, you're presented with 2 item choices. Pick whatever item you want in that situation. I usually always pick repair kits, but as a more veteran player, I'm not usually afraid of being chased. So it really just depends on you what you want to grab. Just use whatever you think you're going to be most comfortable with, or if you need escaping or if you need health, grab the item that makes sense for you at that time. Okay, so I've covered some items, some basics, runaways, repairing the gen is all important. Another thing to note that I might not have mentioned previously in the video, the smaller the prop, the less health you have. The larger the prop, the more health you have, up to 100. Killer usually hits, I think, for 30 damage on a melee. Their smaller abilities usually hit for less. So if you're a really small item, it's totally possible they're just going to one-shot you if you've been hit by anything else that entire map. So if you think you're going to take a hit, try to grab a big prop to run away with. The medium-sized props have 60 health, so use whatever prop makes sense, but don't be shocked if you're a Coke bottle or some kind of soda can and they one-hit you. So with all this being said, and once you have 5 generators repaired, you get to run free. Game's over. Nah, I'm totally kidding. So the last thing you have to do is open the exit doors. It's just like repairing a gen, except there's no skill checks. You have to sit on the door and get it open. There's 2 doors every map that you can try to open. It's always best to have one teammate on one door, one teammate on another door, or if you're the last survivor, the door opening is quick. I wouldn't suggest just tunneling it, kind of prop, unprop, open the door to get out. With all this being said, good luck, have fun, enjoy the match, don't be toxic, and enjoy the bonk montage. Alright, so that kind of concludes my short Survivor Basics video. There's a whole lot I didn't get into, from all the items, exactly what they do, and how to use them, gen strategies and what the killers do, how they operate, a little more advanced tactics, watching what gens you're doing, seeing that they're green and highlighted. There's a whole lot more I can go into detail on. If anybody likes this video and wants to see more detail or have another video come out, please let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, please like and subscribe. Good day.